Hello, Attorney Nouvelle Gonzalo here with Gonzalo Law, offices Gainesville, Florida, Miami, Florida, and Cleveland, Ohio. And today I want to talk with you a little bit about the part of selling a business as it concerns due diligence. Okay, but this is going to be a two-parter, not just one part, because the due diligence process is pretty extensive when you go to sell a business and representing sellers. So we're going to talk about the sell side, if you're a seller selling a business, and 5 areas you want to focus in on in particular when you go to do that. So the first area deals with preparation of your key documents. So these are your corporate records, these are your financial statements and even memorandums, prospectuses, all of your legal documentation, registration showing your entity, setup, and so forth, your bylaws, your corporate contracts. You want to make sure you have those reviewed by your legal counsel, that everything is in good order, because if there was a transition, a change of control, that needs to be brought out early on in the process. So next, we look at number 2 area, and that's financial due diligence. This is a biggie. So this is looking at all of the profit and loss statements for the company and business that shows the historical performance of the company over time. And this is what the buyer is really going to be very interested in. Oftentimes, they'll often want to take a look at tax returns as well and be able to see how stable is the company that's being sold, and are there any red flags or issues that we should be aware of. And it's important to talk this through with your legal counsel so that we can discuss disclosing this to the buyer up front so that we can make sure that there's a good amount of transparency. Number 3 area is legal due diligence. This is, are there any pending lawsuits? Are there any concerns or claims that might come up? Have there been any employee issues or claims filed by employees? So things along those lines as it concerns legal due diligence is also very, very important. Operational due diligence is next, and so that means we take a look at HR processes, strategy, growth strategies and processes that have been put in place to grow the company and to operate the company. And sometimes these processes are great, they're in really great shape, they don't need much, it's just a matter of tweaking. Other times they're either non-existent or not in such great shape. So it's important as the seller that you do an accurate analysis to say, okay, this is kind of where we're at and this is what we need to do. And your legal counsel can work with you to make sure that you have what you need in place to prepare for a buyer. Next up is intellectual property due diligence. Some companies may not have intellectual property, but many do, and especially if you're at the phase to be selling the company, oftentimes you do have intellectual property, whether that's trademarks that are registered, copyrights or patents. They may be trade secrets that you have, and all of the intellectual property, as a trademark lawyer as well, I can tell you it's very important to make sure that that IP is properly transferred, because you can transfer the whole company, but if you don't have the assignments in place and the contracts that properly transfer that IP, then there can be issues down the road and disputes as to who really owns this intellectual property. So you can make sure everything's clean, clear, and easy transition if you review that up front. Okay, so let's make sure that we recap. You've got the preparation of your documents. You have also your financial due diligence. You have your legal due diligence. You have your intellectual property due diligence and your operational due diligence. So these are all areas to be aware of. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. We'd love to work with you. And that's it. Stay informed and stay ahead, and have a great rest of your day.